We're live. That's my hair. Nice.
It's alright.
Look good, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning. This is Dave Master reporting live for ADS TV. A bit more of a serious technical video today. We've got a couple of interesting cars in the workshop. We'll start. Glenn's on the camera today. Yeah, we're not going to film Glenn today. He's actually holding the camera. Say hi, Glenn.
Hello.
Hello. Nice one, Glenn. Right, Glenn's working on a Scirocco TSI. Now then, have a look at this gearbox, guys. Glenn, just pan that camera down here, buddy. Oh, you can see this, guys. The casing. Can you see that, buddy? As you can see, it's had a catastrophic failure of the clutch. Clutch has let go. We're going to have a look at the clutch in a minute on my toolbox, but you can see a lot of hot spots and heat marks where it's been slipping and overheated. It's destroyed the clutch mechanism, and it's smashed a big hole in the gearbox. So this is on a new gearbox and new flywheel. It's got a Sachs organic race clutch in there, but we think that's down to well, we've got a rough idea what's causing it. Here's Runjeet with the Audi RS6 running stage 2. Morning, Runjeet. We might put you on camera in a minute, mate. Right, okay. Piece on the ramp, as per usual. You've got an Audi RS6 in for stage 1 plus. Let's have a look what's going on over here. Our amigos at Revo kindly supplied us the stage 1 plus kit, which comes with a new supercharger pulley, new belt. This allows us to run more boost. It's a smaller pulley. That's obviously cooking in there. It's a tolerance fit. That's why we superheat them. Tolerance fit. So heat them up, slide it on, and that's should stay on there. Not go anywhere. Pete's over there. Morning, Peter.
Morning.
How are you, brother? Excellent. Top man. Right. So front bumper off through stage 1 plus on that. It's quite a big job. Right. Now then, diagnostic jobs in the workshop. Something quite interesting I'll share with you. So we'll go over and have a look at what's going on. Belongs to arguably, if not one of our best customers, Andrew Langley, top lad. He's the lad's built the BMW M2, the 668 brake horsepower Porsche, the M4 competition pack as well. He likes his cars. He's got a Porsche Cayenne. This car recently done some servicing work to it. I believe it was up in Scotland. The car cut out, lost power and died by the side of the road. The car was recovered back to us. We've had a look. No fault codes in the car. No DTCs anywhere in any of the systems. Now, the dashboard. I spoke to the guy driving the car. He said the dashboard's like a Christmas tree. There was chassis faults, ABS faults, engine faults. Yet still no DTC evidence. Now, when you get a car in of this size and this complexity with no fault codes and lots of lights on the dash, it can be difficult to nowhere to start, to be honest. But going back to basics, now what makes this a bit more difficult than I say a normal car is access to components. Now, to get access to to carry out any test and go back to basics using the scope and scope test, you have to remove half the engine, half the covers. There's engine mount support. You have to get access to the ignition coils, for example, all the plastic trims. So to actually carry out basic tests is difficult. Now, got it into our I added to that problem by obviously painting the floor, and I had to leave this in one spot, and I painted around it. And I didn't read on the tin; it took 7 days to cure. So, yeah, lost a bit of time there. But nice one, Dave. I shouldn't read the tin next time. Yeah, typical bloke. Don't need instructions. Yeah, get it painted. Right, lesson learned. So we carried out some tests on the car. I quickly established there was no ignition, there was no fuel. Took the coils out, took the plugs out, and they were wet. So it's obviously getting fuel, isn't it? So I'm happy with that. So to get access to the injectors on this and the fuel rail, it's buried right at the back. So again, difficult to carry out tests. Not a big set, Scotty. Not a big set, boys and girls. So no ignition. I did a basic test on the ignition coils, and I did a volt drop test. And there's a bad ground, really bad ground to the ignition coils under load. So when we try and crank this car, there's basically no ignition. What I do know, but looking at the wiring diagram, I spoke to Dave at Porsche Logic. He kindly supplied me the information about the wiring on this car. So I carried out some tests, and it, again, confirmed there was a bad ground to the ignition coils. Now what I do know is this: all the ignition coils are linked together on the ground circuit. Okay, that ground is then linked via an earth strap to the chassis, and also this car was suffering poor starting. So I'll show you the symptoms, what the car was doing. Glenn, follow me with the camera. It really helps. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Come over here. Let's start the car. It's alright, well, Glenn needs some training on the camera, but he'll get through it. So the car came in. Doesn't start. So I thought, alright, well, rather than look for the problem, let's just make sure, obviously barking up the right tree. So I just slaved a quick earth lead in there. Now, the fact that these are all linked together, I'll give it a nice big ground there on those coils, do a test. So, problem fixed. So we know it's a ground problem for the coils. So all we need to do now is find out where the which lead it is and get it replaced, or I can make one up for it and then problem fixed. So happy days. Yeah, quite an interesting fault. Obviously with the car, life made difficult because there was no fault codes, but we got there. It's fixed now. Happy days. Right, guys, a little bit more serious. We've got two Audi C7 RS6s in the workshop at the minute. Both which have suffered. One which has suffered catastrophic engine failure. We don't know why that's happened yet. We've got another one in the workshop which has been recovered from Coventry with the same thing. Okay. In the space of a week, I've had 3 phone calls from all over the country about engine failures on RS6 C7 chassis. One of the engines is seized, I do know that, and the other one's got a misfire on number 4 cylinder. Now, very interestingly, we had a phone call from a specialist company over in Harrogate, because obviously we've got the as new injector test bench. Glenn, in fact, you follow me over here, mate. So these are RS's in the workshop at the minute. Right, and this is interesting. Okay, guys, I had a phone call from a specialist company over in Harrogate who got an Audi RS6 in C7 chassis, and they sent me a set of injectors. Now this is melted a piston on their car, and they've sent the injectors for test. Okay, guys. Now I don't know how easy it is to be able to see the spray patterns on here, but we've found a major problem with the injector. But Glenn, let me take over one second. Okay, guys. So with the as new flow bench, obviously we can only run these at relatively low pressure. On the car, they run at 50 bar at idle, up to 150 bar, whereas in the flow bench, we run about 4 bar and increase the opening time electronically. Okay, guys? So what we need to focus on here is the atomization, the spray pattern of the fuel. Now, obviously, with this being a shape piston, a crown piston, the FSI injector spray pattern is absolutely critical. If you have poor atomization of the fuel, or the dribbling at all, then it can cause hydrocarbons or bore wash, which can cause obviously engine failure. So it's important that the injectors are working correctly. Now, again, I don't know how easy it is to see these guys, but I'm going to run through some tests with you. Now, you can quite clearly see on the video that number 1 injector here, which is number 4 on the car, the atomization is nowhere near as good as what it should be. I'll try and make that clearer for you. We can open the program, and you can see there the spray patterns all over the show. It's moving, and the atomization is not what it should be. Now, again, it's not that clear on camera, but guys, you can clearly see at that injector there, the spray pattern is nowhere near right. Okay, and that was the injector which has come from. Again, not these cars in the workshop. This has come from a specialist in Harrogate, from the same car, same problem. So I'll be keen to get the injector out of these cars and do a test to see what's going on. So yeah, so interesting. So we're going to get injectors out of these cars, get the engine stripped, see what's caused the failure, but I'll be keen to have a look at injectors, definitely. So a lot going on in the workshop, dead busy as usual. Thanks for tuning in. This is Dave Massey. Thank you very much. Press stop.